for the military service. Like so many young men during World War II, John was called to service in the military along with 1,100 other young men from Roseville. And John used to boast that Roseville, yes, right here in Roseville, California, had one of the highest ratios of serving military compared to their total population of any small town in America. But unlike many of those young men who came back from World War II, John returned with a passion to make sure that we always remembered those that had served their country in the military. I think one of the most remarkable things about John was the many passions that he had, such that we all were inextricably drawn to this man by one of his passions, whether it was his love of horses, or Rotary, or girls' basketball, or cigars and cards, or military service. There was always something for us to share with him. Not surprising for me, one of our strongest bonds was our shared military service. And once you got to talk to John and he started with his military past, you might as well take a seat. Whether talking about his time as a naval architect, or his service during World War II in New Guinea, or repairing damaged ships, or trading an old Japanese handgun for a picture of Amelia Earhart, John could go on and on. And like any great sea story, they got more exciting every time he told it. John was passionate about always remembering and honoring those who have served in our armed forces. He was a force behind the granite monument in downtown Roseville that bears the names of all those Roseville men who enlisted for service during World War II. And he also was involved in the Veterans Memorial Park in West Roseville. John also had a special interest in the Korean War due to the fact that his two brothers, Chip and Sam, had served in the Air Force during the Korean War. So John saw to it that a Korean War monument was designed by his son David and established at Ivy Park. Why, John even made the Roseville High School band learn and to play the Korean national anthem so that our contingent of Korean veterans who always attended our Roseville ceremonies could also sing their anthem as well. And since at least the mid-1990s, John has steadfastly organized and directed the Roseville Veterans ceremonies on every Memorial Day and Veterans Day. Ceremonies that I and several others here either voluntarily or involuntarily participated in. Although I sometimes suspect that John might have asked me simply because I was one of the few guys that could still fit into his Navy uniform. But we participated in these events not only because it was the right thing to do, but because Boss told us to. And you could not say no to this man. John's legacy can be seen all over our town of Roseville. He has a park named after him. He even designed my church, Bethel Lutheran Church on Douglas. John received the first ever Veteran of the Year Award from the Navy League in 2010 in recognition of his long and dedicated service and support of our sea service veterans. Now, John was, by all accounts, a fine sailor, and often quipped that he always did what the captain ordered. But I was somewhat disappointed that at our Rotary meeting on April 4th, we videotaped messages to John, and I gave him a direct order to get well and return to Rotary without delay. Unfortunately, my order was superseded by higher authority, someone far above my pay grade. But like a true naval officer, John answered the call and now serves his final tour of duty in heaven. So to Lieutenant Commander John Piches, I say, stand down, shipmate. You have served your country admirably. You have maintained the memory and gratitude of those men and women who have served in the United States military. And you have shown honor to those men and women who serve today in our armed forces. You have stood the watch well. And now it is time for you to be relieved of the watch here on earth by those you have trained, guided, and led. John, rest in peace, shipmate. We have the watch.